Hello. How are you all doing? I've missed you guys. I've been busy working behind the scenes a little bit. We're going to be talking about scorched and all the words that are being spoken by family in the Nancy Guthrie case. I need to explain something because we have this person that's entered our chat that seems to decide today to take a soapbox and preach to us. And here's the thing I want to say. A lot of you think everything is black and white. It's either evil or it's good, and there's no in between. And the truth is, we're all fighting a battle of deciding what is right for us with our own discernment. Your gut will tell you if you're doing right or wrong. Colors, like this person's claiming, if you wear red, then that's how you know someone's into Satan. Look at me, I'm not into Satan, so I just proved you wrong, because Jesus Christ is my Savior. So you have to be careful. You have to use your own discernment. You can't go overboard. See, it's the intent in which everything is done. That's the only thing that matters. If you wear red as the intent to brighten the color of your eyes and stand out against your light colored hair, there's nothing wrong with it. However, if I wear red with the intent to do bad, negative energy, then that's a bad thing. It is with the intent that we do everything in our life. And I personally believe the intent is more important than the actual action of wearing a red shirt. I could care less what color you wear. However, when you are a poet, somebody into poetry, you choose your words extremely wise, very carefully, and they matter. Every single word can be poured over to see if the intent with your message is out there. There's always a mystery around poetry. Second train in a row. Intent. And with that, what intent are the words that Annie Guthrie has used? Think of the words that Savannah quoted her sister. We're blowing on the embers of hope. Embers, blowing on embers. Okay, a fire reference. Burning reference. What about we're walking on ashes? I think of cremation. Burning, cremation. Standing on ashes, I should say, is what she said. On scorched earth. It says scored earth, but I think she said scorched. We are surrounded by so much darkness and uncertainty, but our love burns bright. So a lot of burning, a lot of blowing on embers, a lot of scorched earth, a lot of walking or standing on ashes. It makes me think of burnt offering. It does. Because the intent seems to hover around flame. Nancy Guthrie. I think of that case. Let me put it this way. If someone breaks into your house at night, they're not there to steal your TV. They're going to do that while you're at work, while you're on vacation, while you're away. If they break in at night, they're coming in to get you. So they broke into Nancy Guthrie's home at night knowing she was there. There would seem to be nothing missing but Nancy Guthrie. So yeah, it's targeted. Now the sheriff is saying that he knows why. He knows why they think they know. They believe that they've known this from the very get-go. Why? The motive. Why? Then why do you have Annie Guthrie's car still? You've let the other persons of interest's cars go, but you still have Annie Guthrie's. Why? Especially if you know the motive, if you know the reason why, right? Welcome into a Level 11 True Crime. Mama D coming at you in the house. I got all kinds of notes to go over right here. This case is, we're going to talk about how specific and important the intent of words are. And is it possible that it's being flaunted right into our face? Is it possible that the Guthrie name will be spared at all costs just because, no matter what, it's going to be a patsy? It's already set up for the court system to not function right because we have an ineffectual sheriff. I mean, he doesn't even really know what's going on in the case. They're over here interviewing this restaurant people of an interview that took place with Savannah Guthrie and her mother at a Mexican restaurant. They're over there doing that interview just now. Okay, is that the last Hail Mary? Because it sure the hell makes you think, well, they got no one. They don't even know who they're dealing with. Then you got the sheriff saying, we know the motive. But yeah, you know the motive. But you're telling us that, word to the wise, we need to watch our back and be self-aware because the danger is still out there. Well, obviously the danger is still out there because also, from my understanding, you let Derek Kalila get out on a bond. The judge did. So the guy that contacted Annie and Tommaso by phone and was like, hey, yeah, where's the dough? Where's the money? We're ready on our end, right? He's already out on bond. From everything I can see, he looks so suspiciously like the guy in the mask. It's crazy. And I shared it with thousands of people. And there was like 2 people that were like, I'm not sure. The rest of them were like, why is he not arrested? For those of you that were like, send it to the FBI. You guys, Mama D's a YouTuber. I'm a single mom. I use my PowerPoint. FBI has very, very incredible facial recognition techniques. They damn sure know what we know. They don't need a Mama D sending in a little PowerPoint and being like, look at this dude. His lips match, his eyes match. They already know. So why is he out? That's the question. Are they hoping that he leads them to the answers? I'm not sure. Let's say hello to a few of you in the live audience. Also want to say hello to my beautiful replay crew. You guys, YouTube gave me the gold star this past week because of you. Thank you. Thank you for making this channel so special and for hyping it up, liking the videos, subscribing, and doing all the supportive things that you do. That is so kind of you, and I greatly appreciate that. Put a lid on it says, pray for them too. Many are filled with demons, and the demons make them do things they don't always like what they are made to do. Put a lid on it. You have such a perfect name. You posting continuously this is your is your choice, but you're preaching to the choir. We're ahead of the game a little bit on that. We've already been digging into this, and we know that this is about Satanism, that there is demonic things going on, and we're very, very aware. So I want to get this. What did I do with that? Hold on. Okay. Let me grab it. Okay, let me show this to you. All right. So and don't tell me how to say it because I don't give a damn. The Relto, August 9th, 2025. And then also they had another scorch fetish in 2026. So let's look at this. In this one, it's Damnation Fetish Ball, right? Now, why is this important? Because of the bands that go to these places. Scorched, Fetish Ball, Tucson, 2026. Okay, so the Tucson Fetish Ball, February 7th is when it was held. And that would have been 7 days, 1 week to the day that Nancy Guthrie went missing. Why is that important? Because at this ball, we got Kayla Day, we've got DJ Mojito, and DJ Mojito also is connected to Annie Guthrie's husband through music, Tommaso. And it's so interesting because Dr. Mojito is very significantly close to Kalila, Derek Kalila. He's the guy that's out on bond, allegedly, after the ransom note to Annie and Tommaso. And so we're quite aware of the connections and a lot of concern as to what really happened to Nancy. And I gained a little bit of understanding here when I was listening to Savannah quote her sister in one of her statements, because she said, blowing on the embers of hope. I find that peculiar. Hold on. I gotta show it to you.
I'm coming on to say it is day 24 since our mom was taken in the dark of night from her bed. And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then of worrying about her and fearing for her, and aching for her, and most of all, just missing her, just missing her. We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying of every faith and no faith at all.
What?
Praying for her.
What? Everybody's been praying of every faith and of no faith at all. You really think people that have no faith, that don't believe in God, are praying? Or are you making comfort room for your sister? Her book, The Good Dark, we're going to get into that. Let's continue.
Praying for her return, and we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing. We still believe.
Did I miss the part?
Of worrying about her, and fearing for her, and aching for her, and most of all, just missing her. Just missing her.
That's got to be hard, y'all.
We know that millions of you have been praying. So many people have been praying of every faith and no faith at all. Praying for her return, and we feel those prayers. Please keep praying without ceasing. We still believe. We still believe in a miracle. We still believe that she can come home. Hope against hope. As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope.
As my sister says, we are blowing on the embers of hope. That was strange because your mother's missing and you're blowing on the embers. Okay, let's just chalk up the embers. Blowing on the embers of hope as a poetry thing. How poetic, okay? All right, let's see what is written on Annie's note that she left at the memorial of yellow flowers in front of her mother, Nancy Guthrie's home. She left the note, and it says, Mama, we miss you so much. Our hearts are broken. We're standing on ash. What does that mean? I've never heard anybody say we're standing on ash. We're standing on ash. Ash is what happens after something's burned. Embers are what happens after something is burned. Then it says, on scored earth. Now that is the quote from the magazine, but that is not what we read. It was read to us. It said scorched earth. And I'm like, why is this scorched earth? Why is this standing on ash? Why are we blowing on embers? And then I was like, it's almost like this feeling, and I'm going to Google it real quick. You can Google it with me. I'll take you over. Burned offering. So this is a movie at one point in 1976, and it says, it's a psychological horror film following the Rolfe family, who rent a sinister, sentient mansion for the summer. The house feeds on the family's life force. Just wait for it, you guys. Driving them to madness and fatal obsession, resulting in a tragic climax where they are consumed by the house, mirroring the biblical concept of an offering entirely consumed. The plot, listen to the plot. The plot, Ben Oliver Reed, Marion, played by Karen Black, how interesting, Black, right? And their son, Davy, rent a cheap, remote 19th century mansion for the summer, managed by elderly siblings, Arnold and Roz, whatever, who demand that the family look after their elusive, bedridden mother, Miss Allardyce, whatever, who resides in a locked upstairs room. The horror. The house is alive and feeds on the vitality of its tenants, causing the occupants to become obsessed with it while simultaneously deteriorating in health and losing their sanity. The house uses the occupants to repair itself, reversing its decay as the family weakens. The climax. Marion becomes completely obsessed with the mother, taking on her persona. Ben attempts to escape with their son, but is driven to his death, fulfilling the house's burnt offering. The house, once old and decaying, becomes brand new, and the invisible, elderly Miss Allardyce is revealed to be a sentient, malevolent force, or the now alive and rejuvenated mistress of the house. It's a psychological decay, showing a slow burn horror, emphasizing the mental breakdown of characters. It's the house of an entity, which is a predatory force, mirroring the demonic possession of the environment. I just thought it was strange because it does have this feel. I'm not saying the house is anything. I'm saying the house itself that Nancy Guthrie was in is set in one of the darkest locations and it's by law. Like, they can't even have street lights at night. And I thought a lot about the setting that Nancy Guthrie was in, and it should have felt safe, you would think. But when you really look at it, there's no safety measures taken. None at all, really. There's no dog, because the dog mysteriously passed away, a youthful looking dog, in December. Not even a month before, well, about a month before Nancy is taken. So no barking dog. There's no subscription to any of the video devices. That's bizarre. I said there's no street lights. So it's almost like, I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner kind of energy. I'm sorry to say that. I'm not saying Nancy being taken from her home. I'm saying something significant in that area. I'd be very concerned if I were the neighbors and I'm not allowed to leave my porch lights on or my cameras and they haven't caught the guy. I might move, to be honest. Marion, hello, similar to the movie Red Rose Red, right? It's Walter Henry. You say, I have a creative writing degree with an emphasis in poetry, and I do know that poets will tell on themselves without even realizing it. Will a poet tell on themselves without knowing it? The truth, yes, the truth comes out even when they don't want to. Yes. Hold on, my phone keeps buzzing. Okay. Sorry, guys. I always think, well, maybe I'm muted. I better look. So every time my phone goes, bzz, bzz, I'm like, am I muted? All right. So I find that very, very peculiar that we have this type of energy of burnt offering type energy. When we're talking embers, meaning something has already burnt. That's why you have embers. Everything's in past tense because you wouldn't have ash if you hadn't had something to burn. Now you're ash, so you're past the burning point. Burning Man happens in Arizona. Scorched earth. It's just surrounded by darkness and uncertainty, but our love burns bright. There's too much burning taking place here. It's seriously, is she ashes? I mean, that's elephant in the room. Is at the very least, is the poet expressing their own belief that the mother was burnt. Now, here's also the thing. With all this demonic talk and Satanist fetish ballroom, what have yous, I'm being careful here. It's a full blood moon right at the time, because the full moon is not just for 24 hours. It's on either side of that day. So it's right around the time that Nancy goes missing is the blood full moon. And this isn't just like any other blood full moon. This is a ritualistic blood moon in the satanic world. Nancy Guthrie goes missing. And if they did do that, then it is often used as almost like a burnt, scorched, right? How do I even say all this? All right. So if you're having a fetish ball on the night of the blood moon and there's this after party, you know what I'm saying? What are they burning to commensurate the more serious ones that are into this horrific, scary world? What are they burning? That's scary. That's scary. And when I look at these books, I'm like, okay, this is like the good sister and the evil sister, in my opinion. Only my opinion. Just how I feel personally. We have that because we have Savannah here, right? Mostly what God does. Reflections on seeking and finding his love everywhere. All warm and cushy because God loves you. Then you got the good dark, right? The good dark right here with Nancy Guthrie, the sisters, that each have their books. And we know what Savannah's book is about, but what's the good dark? I mean, we have the good dark with Annie, and we have the early black with Tomato. What is the good dark about? Let's talk about what the good dark book is about. It's a collection of poems by Nancy Guthrie that explores the complexities of human consciousness and the mystic experience of selfhood. It was published in 2015 by Tupio Press. It is structured as a slow-building narrative that follows a character's breaking selfhood. So it's a slow read. Okay, I want you to pay attention to this part, the theme. Right here. See it down there? Okay. Religious allegory. The poems frequently use spiritual language addressing a God gone missing or hiding, while exploring the differences between fantasy and prayer. So, Savannah's book is about finding God's love and realizing he loves you all the time. Nancy Guthrie's book is about feeling as though God is gone or not available, unreachable, and learning the difference between your prayers and fantasy. I find that very, very concerning. Why no screams, you guys? That's right, Mary Owens. Red is for love, right? It's all with the intent. You can wear red and be like, this, I'm going to wear this today so everybody knows I love them. Or perhaps that other person puts on red because they feel angry and they want everybody to know they're angry. It's two different worlds. It is with intent. Just like a pew-pew. A pew-pew could be used to save a person's life by maybe they're starving and this person needs to pew-pew a deer. They feed their whole family for the winter and keep everybody happy. The intent was to offer food and sustenance to their family. And then the pew-pew can be used with the intent to do harm. It's all with intent. So as long as you personally have good intent in your heart, you're fine. You're good. All right? June George, welcome back. He said that comment Savannah made about prayers from people without religion, definitely for Annie, the dark entity. That's what I'm saying. It's like she's got to be like, thank you for your prayers. And even those that don't believe in prayer, thanks for sitting with me and praying for our mom. My words, not hers, but that's what I'm picking up on. Marion says it can be worn to use to show bloodshed to a sacrifice, all right? So, you know, it's with the intent that you do everything. Now, right, Kessel, what the actual F, Annie's book. Aw, Debbie Gazzardo, you said, Mama D looks beautiful in any color. You guys are very kind and thank you. We'll change my photo to me in red. Do it with the right intent. Kathy Winkle says the one arrested we know was Derek. We should be looking into him deeper. I agree. Where is his car? We have not heard if it was impounded. And his phone. Did they get his phone? Did they get all of his computers? I want to know more. I'm with you. Hi, Joyful Dolphin. Good to see you, lovely. The CNY family, standing on ash and scorched earth together, represents the aftermath of extreme absolute destruction, often self-inflicted. Lottie, I can't wear red. I am a Taurus. I have no idea why red would matter. Mary Owen says money. Mary Owen, she does not have her car back. Annie Guthrie does not have her car back. Crown Royal says Nancy seems so normal. What happened to Annie? Maybe Annie suffered from jealousy and he ate her alive. Who knows? So, let's talk about this. I've got all my notes. I want to go through them real quick. And this one is, why no screams? We've all seen how close the houses actually are. And though you can't necessarily see one house to the next, keep in mind, there's not going to be a lot of hustle and bustle out at night because there's no street lights. There's not a lot of light. If somebody in my neighborhood were to blood-curdlingly scream, I would hear it at night at 3 in the morning. My dogs would hear it. But yet, nobody reports hearing a ruckus. The evidence at the home also shows no ruckus. Like, nothing seemed disturbed. Nothing was missing. There was no struggle. I'm like, what? Let me go look up that thing on Ashley Banfield real quick. Let me see where, I want to show you the tracks too. So, it really, the whole thing of, what am I doing here? The burnt messages. It's like she can't help but tattle. You realize not only will a poet tell on themselves, but a narcissist, which you would have to be a narcissist to kill another, right? Intentionally kill another, all right? Let me see where Ashley had those. I saw it on Ashley Banfield. Really good picture of the tracks in the driveway, and it's early on. I'm looking, y'all. I don't remember when I watched. I was gonna grab it. That's news. Ashley Banfield. Okay, hold on.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Banfield.
Hey Ashley, we love you, Ashley. Okay, hold on. Let me just scroll. Why is it heating up like an oven in my house? Maybe it's because I'm wearing red. Okay. Let me see where it was. I usually have all this done, but I forgot this one. Okay. I might not find it, but there's tracks. And then over by a golfing area, correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be, there's the walker with wheels. And the marks in the driveway, to me, look exactly like you would see. Man, I can't find it. If somebody took a walker down the driveway. I really want to show you that picture. And I always do my homework before I get on here. And like I said, I remembered this at the very last second. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to show that picture. And there's that clip with Nancy making the bed from a long time ago. I know it was in this one. Okay. Where is it? Yes. I don't give up. I'm persistent. All right, let's get over there. Sorry, guys. Fast forward all that little part. Oh, and the dogs are barking. It's alive. Somebody put in the comments, out of all the thousands of compliments, and thank you for that, I had one person be like, this podcaster is not that professional. And I said to myself, who said I was a professional? Good Lord. All right, let's get over. We need the website. All right. Let me switch the website over. Yeah. You see this? Let's make it bigger. Oh, it makes it smaller? Well, we won't do that. You see that? You know what that looks like exactly to me? Let's go over and let's go wheeled walker with a seat. Right? Give it a minute, it's buffering. A wheeled walker with a seat. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it really looks like. I think that they screwed this case up so bad by not securing the crime scene. So, we talked about Nancy making her bed on TV. That could have helped somebody to be able to guess what a room was like, but it was so long ago. I don't know if they would expect to know that gained anything for them. But why is the sheriff? This is my card right here. Sheriff knows why. Since the beginning. Then why is Annie Guthrie's car being towed if you know? Unless you got something in there. Sheriff says lock your doors and keep your wits about you, because even though it was targeted for Nancy, you're not safe either. Could it be because the world's run by Satanists and they're coming out of the woodwork and stealing old women out of their bed? I don't know. This one is about the Mexican restaurant being questioned. Shows they have no clue what's going on. Right? They're nowhere near it. They've let Derek Kalila out on bond, but they're interviewing people over here at this restaurant. It's just... It's heartbreaking because I know damn well. Like, okay, different case completely, but I've got to throw it out there. Gus Lamont, little 3-year-old, well, 4-year-old, that's missing from Australia. One of the biggest missing cases they've ever had. All right, from a sheep farm. We got on here as creators to spread the word about Gus, and all of us true crimers that were covering the case are going, okay, the transgender grandpa is suspicious. This family is weird. There is something wrong here. We're suspicious of them. Then reporter went up to the door and she comes out brandishing a pew-pew, and later got charged for the pew-pew. When we all were like, OMG, if this person will wave a firearm and threaten news reporters that are trying to bring like coverage and get the awareness out there about this person's missing grandchild, and they're threatened, that screams red flag suspicion all day long. And lo and behold, the Australian police force that was handling the case got on live TV or on recorded TV or whatever, and they shoo-shooed and poo-pooed us. They were like, do not dare question this family. They've been through enough, my God. Right? And they were like, there is nothing about them that you should even be talking about. And we were like, now they're the same, they're the very prime suspect, and major crimes is taken over. And I'm like, yeah, see how that's how it works. Well, there's something here in this case with Nancy Guthrie. How'd they get her out of the house? You're going to tell me that some guy rolled her up in something, maybe a tarp that he had in his little tiny backpack, his Dora Explorer backpack, and then he just threw her over his shoulder and he totes her out the door. I'm just saying, that guy looked pretty damn lazy to me. He looked high as a kite. He's getting weeds and coming up to the door. No. If there's a device right sitting next to the bed that she probably uses that has wheels on it, why would he not put her on that device and take her down the driveway to the waiting vehicle. You know what I'm saying, Vern? Blowing on embers of hope, right, Mary Owens? But, okay, put a lid on it. I'm sorry, but you're going into things in ancient history and in your overwhelming chat, and you did it at the beginning of the video. I think you need to back down a little bit, because I would like one of my mods to just put you in timeout for the remainder of the video, instead of you posting big chunks of text, and you've got everybody over in the chat just going nuts because you're saying things like, people brought in virgins and innocents to sacrifice to the Greek gods. Okay, we know all that. Just calm down. Just try to, relax. So, yes, MAP investigates. We're standing on ash on scorched ground, and we're blowing on the embers of hope. MAP, exactly. MSN doesn't want to report facts in this case, especially NBC, Evening News Nation, even News Nation. Eventually, they will have no choice as we get more answers. Means like ash standing on death. Yeah, it makes you really wonder. So, that tracks in the driveway. That's how they got her out of there, I think. Okay. There's new images that the FBI allegedly has. They're thumbnail size. They're only the thumbnail when the video camera is triggered by motion. It's the very first one. But they don't have the video. I don't understand that. Why wouldn't it save the whole video if it saved the thumbnail? And why can't we see it? And, interesting enough, even though there were 3 cameras, there's the pool camera, there's the backyard camera, there's the front door camera, all of these cameras, it's saying that in the backyard, the cameras are actually missing any movement that would have triggered a thumbnail on the night that Nancy Guthrie went missing, which is weird, right? Luke Daly, the guy with the Range Rover, the little gray or blue Range Rover, that his home got swatted on Friday the 13th, and he got pulled over in the Culver's restaurant and his car got detained. Did you hear him about his first thought and his mother's first thought? I gotta put my lotion on, you guys, as to why that they were being detained by the police and FBI and everything. Why was your first thought, according to the mother and Luke Daly? Oh, by the way, let's do rumor for a minute. Rumor has it there was a lot of firearms in Luke's house. Rumor has it he's a felon. Rumor has it that they were all in the name of the mother. So if there were, why is he not arrested? Because a felon can't be in the house with all them pew-pews, regardless of whose name is on them. But anyway, back to the Range Rover and Luke Daly. His mother was point blank asked, and by the way, I find her highly suspicious. His mother was asked what her first thoughts were when her house got raided. And she said, I thought it was about Nancy Guthrie. Your son's into the crap he was into with Kayla Day in the Walmart parking lot less than a year before that, where she has an AR, a pew-pew, fully loaded, mind you, and vent, and he's got rugs and other things, and you happen to think, no, it's nothing to do with my son's bad past. It must be about Nancy Guthrie. True train stalling out. Then they asked Luke Daly, so when you saw these feds, and these police, what did you think? What did you think they were pulling you over for? My first thought, it was about Nancy Guthrie. What? Why would you have thought that? It'd be different if you had no criminal history. I don't know, you guys. That's weird. Luke Daly lived less than 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie. And then I'm back to my last note, which is just awful, seriously bad timing to have that fetish ball exactly 7 days after Nancy Guthrie goes missing. And it's called Scorched. And Kayla Dagos, who is connected to Luke Daly, DJ Mojito is the sponsor of it, who is also connected to Tommaso through music and performing at the Club Congress, right? Club Congress presents. And DJ Mojito is the resident DJ, and Tommaso played there not that long ago, just back a little ways, not even a year ago, but back in August and July of 2025. And Annie's out here talking about scorched and embers and ashes. I don't know, you guys. Patty Smith says I got bad vibes from both mother and son. Me too. Mary says PCSD officials and FBI don't care that there's a pair of tan woman size 12 pants, knee brace, and roller up sheet outside in the wash behind Annie and Tommaso's after 2 days JLR. Watch JLR today. I know, they're not even coming for it. Insurance money will not be paid out until there is a death certificate with the cause of death. Thank you, Jennifer Swain. Mojito? I don't know. There's too many coincidences. There's too many red flags. I mean, I was curling my hair, which didn't work, and I was writing these down, all that I shared with you. And I'm like, this is too much. This is too much. A poet chooses their words very specifically. Every word has such a weight that they often will take very long time to write their poems because it's a certain feeling that they want to capture and they need to get that communicated across to you. So when Annie Guthrie is using the words such as blowing on the embers, scorched earth, standing on ashes, and our burning love for you, our burning love. Her husband, Early Black, his band, is performing with Mojito at Club Congress within the same year. Mojito is connected to Derek Kalila, the one that contacted Annie and Tommaso. Kayla Day is connected to Scorch, which also Dr. Mojito or DJ Mojito. And Derek Kalila, his band name is Secret Mutilator. But yeah, Sheriff Gilligan thinks that they've known all along what the reason is. We know the reason. We know the motive all along. We're not going to tell nobody. We're just going to get out here and blow it in your face. It's bad. It's bad. Mab says the problem in this case is that Nanos has purposely screwed up this case so bad. Even if the group is caught, it will be very difficult to make a successful prosecution. I think he's covering it up because he doesn't want the, Guthrie name shamed. Because that's his town, Tucson. The home of where Savannah Guthrie grew up. You can't be like, well, that's getting replaced with the home where the sister Annie Guthrie did something so bad that all of America doesn't even want to come here anymore. So he's protecting his talent, in my opinion, by protecting the Guthrie name, regardless of what the evidence is saying. That's my opinion. Right, the Scorch Fetish Ball was February 7th, 2026, and it was at the Sonora, and it was the unholy, right? Those are twisted people in Secret Mutilator. It's just wild. Creepy like a hitman name, Secret Mutilator. Could be. Into It Divine says, I just feel like allegedly that Nanos may be involved factually. He has a lawsuit filed against him, and he is known to lie on his resume, and so on and so on. In your opinion, thank you, lovely. Castle says, I live in Tucson. I am horrified to know there are satanic cult here. Sophia, yeah, and he was tired of looking after Nancy. Why Savannah got on with her life on the money making on the TV show, in your opinion. Thank you, lovely. All right, you guys, with that being said, I covered all my notes. I'm just like, it's so in my face. I can't stand it. They are like, this is like in our face, but you can't have it. You can't have justice because there's this roadblock and this roadblock. Like, I'm like over here going, look at Derek Kalila's relationship directly to Mejito. Mejito's calling him dad. Okay, in the business, dad means a show of respect for giving you your life. Mejito's directly connected to Tommaso. Club Congress, the Fly Trap. They've known each other for years, according to what I'm seeing on social media, where they've been at the same venue over and over. Derek Kalila, the secret mutilator, they don't even seem to be like, oh, you're the guy on the porch. Maybe you're the guy on the porch. Let's do some of our high-tech facial recognition. Damn, you really look like the guy on the porch. Well, let's give you a bond and let you go. I'm frustrated. I come on here frustrated. I don't know if you noticed. So with that being said, I want to know the true intent of Annie. So I'm going to pull some cards. If that is your thing, we're going to jump over. And we're going to do that in about 5 minutes. I hope you'll join me. But if that is not your thing, then skip that step and I will see you again very, very soon. I love you all to the moon and back. And I thank you for all the likes, all the subscriptions, all the hyping me up, everything that you've done to support our channel and our growth here. We greatly appreciate your support in fighting the good fight. I will see you again very soon.
I was born to the dirt, I shall return when my eyes are closed. In the shadows, my enemies will think that